How's it going, Bayside Upper School students? Uh, well, this is it. This is the last week of school, and I know that we've all been anxiously awaiting this time. I have to say, I feel a little apprehensive about it. Uh, it's been just such a unique time that I've gotten to kind of enjoy seeing some of the success stories and learning about how we can kind of diversify the way we educate here at Bayside. Obviously, it's not the same as seeing you all face to face, and so my hope is that after we get through the summer break, we'll start to see normal school activities resume, and we'll begin to feel more like we're used to. But I wanted to give you one, sort of final message. There'll be more communication coming out, but I imagine this will be the last weekly bulletin that we'll do a video message for, unless there's something that's urgent that we need to get out to the community. So, I wanted to give you guys some reminders for this last week. I know that the teachers have told you it's going to look a little different in your classrooms, but we are expecting you all to be present and to show up for each class and make sure that you can finish any activities that you need to finish, um, for those individual classroom teachers. So first and foremost, finish strong. All right, you've got basically 4 days, 5 days left by the time you'll see this video. And the activities are going to be pretty reflective. You'll be finishing work, talking with your teachers about how this virtual learning environment has gone, making sure that you're all caught up in every way that you can be. And I want to encourage those of you who have gotten behind to make sure that you're doing your due diligence to get everything turned in by Friday. Um, Teachers have been extremely graceful and extremely patient. And what we're going to do is we are going to document any work that we feel is incredibly critical. And if it's affected your grade in a negative way, then I'll have that documentation and I'll reach out to your families. And there will be some expectations this summer for you to finish some of that work in order for you to start the school year next year on the right foot. So get it done, touch base with your teachers, just push through this last few days, and then your summer will be much more relaxing. The schedule for this week, again, is going to it's basically a Monday, Thursday schedule all week. So we don't have doc days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will meet at the same times that you usually meet on a Monday and a Thursday. So 30-minute classes, Y period. Students, if you have a study hall, then you don't have to show up for that. And those of you who have academic things going on Y period, you'll still check in with those teachers. But I'm sure your teachers have talked to you about that. One thing that will take place, and I really need your help with this week, is there'll be a survey handed out, and it's going to be brief, 10 questions or less. And it's basically going to ask you several questions about how you can, I think, give us feedback to provide a better learning platform should this ever take place again. There's some elements of this virtual learning environment that are really exciting for teachers and for administrators. And I think some of you have really thrived with some of the activities that have taken place during this time period. But of course, there's also pitfalls and challenges that we really need to wrap our arms around. So if there's any situation like this that arises again, we can tackle it effectively based on your feedback. So I really need your help to be honest and objective. A lot of the questions will sort of be scaled and rated, and then some will ask you for a brief sort of narrative or an open-ended answer. And so I hope you'll provide those for us, and I promise you that we will be using that information and we will be digging through it thoroughly over the break. 7th and 8th grade parents, your virtual award ceremony will be released within the week as well. We wanted to make sure that we gave you your children, your students, their own independent learning experience, because that's been a part of our conversation this year, is to try and highlight the 7th and 8th grade age group as something that is sort of unique as a middle school kind of format and and structure. And so that information will come out, and we will make sure that Advancement and myself send you a notice, and you'll probably get an email with a link. Okay. As for book drop off, we are going to wait intermediate school, lower school, and handle their supply drop off first, and then we will be coming just after that. So I know that a lot of you have children where you're doing things on the 22nd of this month. We'll probably wait until the 25th or the 26th to kind of facilitate what that's going to look like for the upper school. And that will include trying to sort out how lockers might get cleaned out and things of that nature. So be on the lookout for that information. In terms of summer work, any reading or any math packets or anything that might be taking place, the department chairs and I and the fellow administrators at the school have done a lot of work and had a lot of conversations about what's appropriate and what's realistic for all of you this summer, because this has been, a pretty taxing, 7, 8 weeks for all of us and for you especially. And so you need to breathe. You need to have a chance to hopefully get outside a little bit. The medical restrictions are easing at least a little bit. And I know everyone's still being safe, but I'm sure you want to just, have a little bit of your life without having to think about school. So on June 1st, you'll get information. Summer reading is going to look a little different. We're going to add a little bit more student choice to summer reading. Obviously, AP classes are going to be a little bit more stringent, but we're still hoping to implement choice in that realm as well. And then with math, we are we're going to wait for a few weeks to begin to pass along the math packets and/or sort of practice materials that you'll need to complete before you return for the next year, and that's going to look different as well. The math department, we're really trying to tease out and distill what's most important for you to be able to refresh your mind and reset yourself for the coming of a new year. And we also think that you need a break. So, it's not going to be a total free for all this summer, but we have really, I think, reimagined what summer work can look like in some areas, both because of the COVID circumstances and because of just reflections in general and what we think would be best for you all, for your health, and for your achievement. So be on the lookout for that on June 1st. And then finally, AP students and AP parents, I know it has been kind of chaotic this week with AP testing, and the information that we've been receiving from College Board has been inconsistent at best. So myself, the College Counseling Office, Student Support Services, everybody who's in touch with the AP environment, Ms. Weller in the Registrar's Office, we are continuing to sort of monitor how College Board is handling this. I know that a lot of you have been offered a retake in June, and a number of you don't want to do that, and I understand that. So we're going to continue to, I think, look at what College Board is willing to provide for those people that, in my opinion, were not served adequately. But at the same time, there's some technology glitches that they're really digging into, and they've got to figure out exactly why certain things didn't work within the platform. So I know it's been frustrating. Thank you for all the communication that you provided. And I'm sorry that those of you who were not able to complete those exams, I guess it kicked you out. So those of you who got kicked out before you could properly turn in some of your exam questions and answers, obviously I apologize. I know it's stressful, and we're going to continue to be in touch with College Board about that. That is a wrap. That's pretty much it. I know it's a lot of information, but I again remain just incredibly grateful for this experience, grateful for you all, and I really hope that we can step back at some point. And I know I've asked our faculty to consider stepping back at some point, and we will over the summer, to really look at what was meaningful from this experience. What about this experience could be used in a traditional environment? How can we take some of this educational technology and make it enhance and amplify what we do on a day-to-day basis at this school? Because some of the things that we've done, I think, are very powerful and worthwhile. The teachers have worked very hard to basically adapt and evolve as instructors. Students, you've worked hard. I know there's been, again, I've said it over and over again, you have faced some adversity, but I think overall you've done it with great resiliency. And so, there's some things to learn from this, and some things that I think are going to be a part of our lives moving forward. But we really need to step back and think about what those things are, because face-to-face instruction is, of course, so valuable. But in the world that we live in, more of these digital and virtual conversations are going to continue to become prevalent. And so I think it's going to be a fun conversation to see what that could look like in our school. And I thank you for your hard work. I think this is the last video. If it's not, then I'll just say the next one's the last video too. But I wish you all an incredible last week of school. Thank you. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Marine and I have been here together, just kind of in awe of what you've been able to accomplish. And I hope you'll have an awesome summer, especially given the circumstances. Get outside. There's a lot of places where there aren't any people, so you don't have to worry about 6 feet. Go be with your family. Get back to connecting to what matters, and I think we'll all be revitalized for what's to come. So thanks again, and have a great week.